Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Jack's vlog. And we are now in meet prep. He's still running a 5-3-1 type template, which is again what he likes, and so therefore that's what we're running. So we're not doing 5-3-1 anymore. We're in meet prep, so he's doing 3-2-1 is what I'm calling it. And we're actually going up to 100% of our training max on week 3. And we can hopefully get 2 reps on it. Now, that might be a little questionable on the bench coming up, but this week, running 95% training max, trying to get 2 or more reps, he got 3 on everything but the bench. He got a double. But overhead press, we got 3 reps on the heaviest set. All right, a little grindy, but we got them. Now, one of the reasons we still do this sort of setup for him is because he has done some strongman in the past. He may not go back to it, but he has done a strongman competition, so being good at overhead work is beneficial for that. Right? It's not a bad idea. It's useful. But on his press day, we still do sets of 10. The other days we're doing a 5x5 at 70% training max. We're still doing sets of 10 on overhead press day because there's no need in fatiguing him going a little heavier on lifts that are not classic lifts. Now, I also had someone ask, hey, what's better for hypertrophy? Why do you have this lifter doing 5s at 70%? Is it better for hypertrophy or something? And the others, no, it's not better at all. I would argue it's not any better than 5x10s, and it's potentially more fatiguing. However, in the case of this lifter, because we don't run a conjugate type setup where we do training maxes year round, it becomes beneficial to peak slightly. And so therefore, for our classic lifts, what are we doing? We're taking things down to slightly lower reps. Instead of 5-3-1, we do 3-2-1. Instead of 5x10s, we're doing 5x5. Okay, now on his press day, of course, we also do tricep work. Right, we're doing tricep extensions. We usually do chins, pull-ups, stuff like that. He can get those on film. Now squatting, we did really good. He got 3 reps with 95% of our training max. Right, we're happy with this because we're well up into the mid 300s here at this point. We're well up into the mid 300s. I actually don't have his sheet in front of me. I might open it real quick and we can see where we're at here. But yeah, it 95% we're well up into the 300s. We're sitting up around 370 or so, 360 I believe for that set with 3. Doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. So after that, of course, we do a 5x5, and he did note that. He's like, yeah, the 5x5s are kind of tough after the plus set. I'm like, yeah, they are. They're fatiguing. They are fatiguing, and we can only handle so much of that. So after that, of course, we still maintain a lot of the hypertrophy work, even though we're doing the 5s here and everything's a little heavier. Things like leg presses, we're doing leg presses for sets of 10. Again, keeping that volume there because we do need to continue to gain muscle mass. We need to try to gain muscle going into this. It's not just about, hey, can we get a little bit stronger with the muscle we have? No, that's not how we do things. All my lifters do hypertrophy work year-round, even going into meets, because we can't afford to lose muscle. And I always thought that was funny. I've heard Dave Tate talk about that, even with conjugate stuff, of people pulling all their accessories the last couple of weeks before a meet, last few weeks. And I've heard Dave say, well, how do you think that's going to work for you when those accessories detrain? All those accessory movements that got you strong, to begin with, you're going to pull them out? Well, what happens when you pull them out? They detrain. Do you think you're going to keep all of your strength? And it's because people are trying to save a little bit for the meet, and it's like, why don't you just take a few days off to recover before the meet? Why don't you refeed real heavy the day of the meet? You should get some more sleep. Get extra sleep going in. Okay? Get your fatigue under control. You don't need to pull all your accessory work. That's stupid. Right? It's stupid. It's going to detrain. Then you're even going to have problems with losing the temporary storage factors, the glycogen storage and everything in there. And it's one thing to deplete it, like you guys see me do for water cuts. It's another thing to let it completely detrain, because then it's not going to bounce back when you eat. Right? You don't want to lose that intramuscular water, the trained capacity to hold it. Benching was a little tougher. We got 2 reps on his plus set. Right? Now that was 3 for a ramp up, and then his next one, I believe, we got 2. I think he said he could have got it. He just felt like it would have been grindy. So still, we're not bad. It just means that we can't really increase the training max on the bench going into the next wave. Because again, we're not exceeding what we need to be. But that still looked pretty, right? It's that first rep. Second rep, I feel like he misgrooved just slightly. He didn't pause it. I think he got out of his groove. But it's hard to say. Just my interpretation there. I think had he paused it correctly and stayed tight, he could have got 3. But they would have been grindy. All right. After that, we do pull-ups. We usually do dumbbell presses and dips. Well, actually, no, we're not doing dumbbell presses anymore. I've got him doing dips now. Right? We're focusing on dips a little more. Why? Because he responds well to dips. Now, some people will say, like, I don't know, that bench, is that really indicative of his best bench? No, we're in a lighter weight class. His deadlift is probably going to PR at this meet, but I don't think his bench is going to. And it's because we're in a lighter weight class. He's a drug-free lifter, right? Losing weight, maintaining your bench is tough. Right, that's gonna set you back a bit. But the dips do seem to help. They seem to carry over to his bench quite a bit, arguably, because, again, he's a wider grip bencher. And he gets a good range of motion and has good shoulder health on these dips. So that's probably a factor. You might not get as much out of these, if you're not able to get the range that he is to build pecs. Depends on the lifter. Deadlifts, though, our best set, he ended up pulling 470 for a triple. We got 470 for a triple, which is fantastic. Again, we're getting up into, for him, PR reps. All right, we're getting up into PR reps. I'm not sure which set it is. This might be the 470 here. Believe it is. So, again, 3 reps with 470. Absolutely in PR territory. Keeping in mind, we've already hit rep PRs at lower weights, so this is the most reps you've ever gotten at that weight. So we're continuing that trend, and again, I think we're going to see deadlift PR. His best meet deadlift is 515, but he's noted already going into this, he's stronger at rep work. Stronger at rep work than we used to be. So we're looking at a good possibility there. And of course, we're continuing to work on these glute ham raises. He's having to try to get stronger at them. He couldn't even do one of any type on his own when we started. Because again, hamstrings have been a weak link for him. So we're going to keep working on these and getting better at them. And I'll let you guys finish watching these. So I hope it has been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.